He's less than 5 feet tall. He was so small as a child that when in the book, when he sits in Sunday school, they said not only did his feet not touch the ground, but his legs are so short that his knees couldn't even bend. So his legs just shot out. That's how tiny he was. He was stunted in his growth. He had a chromosomal problem. And Owen also had a problem with his larynx in the book. They say he had a wrecked voice, to where he would have to talk and it'd almost be through his nose, and all the kids made fun of him. He was small. He was rather insignificant. And the kids in Sunday school would do something like this. They would pick little Owen up, Owen Meany, and they would pass him around the classroom. How mean is this? So mean. They'd pass him around the classroom saying, oh, jokingly, look how light little Owen is. Look how light little Owen Meany is. They'd pass him around making fun of how small he was. And they would make fun of how poor he was because he came from a poor family. Now, the book, A Prayer for Owen Meany, begins with his friend Johnny saying this. Johnny begins the book by saying, I am a Christian because of Owen Meany. He said, I'm a Christian because of Owen Meany, and you don't really understand it until you get through the novel. As you go through, you find out that Owen's the small guy, Johnny's the big one, tall, he's normal, he's handsome looking, Owen's unattractive, Owen talks funny, Johnny doesn't. Owen comes from a poor family that works in the granite business, and Johnny comes from aristocracy, comes from a very wealthy family. Johnny has every advantage, Owen has none. And yet Johnny says that I am a Christian because of this guy. And you don't know why until you get towards the end of the book. And it's 1968, and the Vietnam War is going on in America. And of course, Owen, because he's got this physical handicap, can't go to the war, can't go fight. But he wants to do something, so he invites a group of children, Vietnamese children, who, though they are children, was still looked down upon, by and large, by Americans. He invites them, and I think they're at an airport, he's picking them up. I think he's taking them to some church function or something to that effect. He picks these children up, these little Vietnamese children, they're in the bathroom, and a deranged man comes in with a grenade. And the man sees these children and wants to kill them, because they're Vietnamese, and he didn't go to the war, but he's deranged and he wants to kill some Vietnamese. It's very brutal. He pops the grenade and he throws it on the ground. Now, Owen and Johnny, since they were lifelong friends, had practiced this thing, this basketball shot, where since Owen was tiny, he would jump onto the back of Johnny and he would shoot the basket and like dunk it into the basket. And so without a moment's hesitation, Owen picks up the grenade, jumps on the back of Johnny, goes to the window, and it tries to throw it out the window, and it goes off. It saves the lives of the children, but Owen, little Owen Meany, who's a grown man by now, is marred and maimed, and he dies shortly after. And it's in reflecting on this that Johnny, when he sees the sacrifice that Owen Meany made for these children who otherwise would have been hated, looked down upon, Owen, without a moment's hesitation, picks that thing up, tries to throw it away, and loses his own life. And at the end of the book, Johnny says this about Owen Meany. He says, when we held Owen Meany above our heads, when we passed him back and forth so effortlessly, we believed that Owen weighed nothing at all. We did not realize that there were forces beyond our play. But he says, now I know they were the forces that contributed to our illusion of Owen's weightlessness. They were the forces we didn't have the faith to feel. They were the forces we failed to believe in. And they were also lifting up Owen Meany, taking him out of our hands. Oh God, please give him back. I shall keep asking you. What made Johnny a Christian? By seeing this small and insignificant, unattractive, disadvantaged person die for others. The only thing that made the Ethiopian eunuch in this story take the gospel was when he saw in Isaiah the one who was small in the eyes of the world, the one who was unattractive and had no beauty in Jesus Christ, who was hoisted on a cross and died for you and me. Johnny says, I'm a Christian because of Owen Meany. And Owen, that sacrifice, it's fictitious, obviously. it's a great story. You know, who wouldn't be so moved by a little Owen picking up the grenade and throwing it and losing his own life? You and I, if we look at the cross and if we look at Jesus Christ, we continually have one who was cut off from his own so that we could be embraced. And because of that, the eunuch knows, and you and I should know, that we have an eternal name. Why then do we seek the spotlight? Why then do you and I talk about our sufferings and focus on them? Why do you and I end up no different than the Samaritan, Simon the sorcerer? Why do you and I not, like the eunuch, know that our name is in heaven and that the opinions, the slights, the snubs, all the disrespects that we can get in this world mean nothing if we see the one who had no beauty and was cast off, so that you and I have something way more valuable than any achievement. The eunuch was successful. The eunuch was in a position of power, yet he considered that nothing once he heard this part about the suffering servant who was cast off so that he might have an enduring name that cannot be touched, harmed, or insulted. Pray with me.